how the Canadian government has...
Alison Smith talking to Mohammed.
Since then, this government has said it's going to work more cooperatively to try and help people who are in prison like you. Have you seen any real change? Is it enough?
I've seen a lot of change.
So Mohammed from he says it's been changed. Dude, I'm handing you a massive file. There was no change. In fact, they held me hostage. They knew it was dangerous. They denied knowing anything. These people have to be removed from the CHCKL. They are so dangerous. They have to be removed completely. Okay? So I heard that Justin was looking for, he knew there was corruption, but he didn't know quite how to, it was a case by case. Well, dude, that whole organization, absolutely corrupt. Now, if you are blocking my case in the criminal courts in The Hague, well, you know what you're doing, okay? Because if James Stewart is your henchman or in your pocket or whatever the hell he is doing, I am going to be in trouble.
And I'm very proud because I see the government is very responsive. I met with Mr. Trudeau and Mr. Fillon, and they both acknowledge the importance of having...
Canadians like to talk a lot, nod their head, say yes, but it's, you know, it's CA nada.
After 2 years on bogus espionage charges, Suma Hooper from Iran, they're definitely more aggressive.
Mohammed, the Canadian government tried to have me killed, okay? They knew how seriously ill I had gotten. They knew how dangerous Malaysia is, and they refused. And in fact, they escalated the threats towards me. For what purpose? The only thing that they would have achieved is my death, and nobody would have known. Okay? So dangerous, dangerous people.
Consular assistance and the obligation to provide it enshrined in Canadian law. The government has indicated it's willing to consider that idea and says it wants to improve health for Canadians in trouble.
Consider!
Omar Al-Habra is the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Right, and I wrote him tonight. So I know that they are going to freak out and they're not going to believe and they're going to dismiss and they're going to obfuscate and they're going to go, you know, this is going, yeah, right, you're standing up for citizen abroad, me.
I'm joined by Bob Hardy, former ambassador and former Director General.
And God. Listen to what he says. Illuminating.
You know, Mr. Party, I think most Canadians would be surprised to learn that they're not guaranteed consular assistance. Is there any guarantee of help?
No guarantee, and the discretionary nature of the service.
CHCKL, you are such bastards. You need to be removed from your positions, and I'm going to ask that it be done. Since you cannot speak English or understand, also you're spending Canadian money for what? The royal prerogative, there it is. Dun 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 dun.
It still lives on, and you need basically a law to overcome that royal.
Yes, it's going to be called the Dirk Carmichael law because you tried to fucking kill me. Sorry, I was crying so much before. Now I see it's coming out of anger. Reluctant. They physically, mentally, emotionally, and psychologically and spiritually condemn me to death. Like, oh my God. Do nothing. And listen to what he says.
You can do it if it wants to. And what had happened, I think, over the last few years is that we saw, I think, a greater exercise of discretionary authority, where in effect you had a few cases where the government basically did the minimum, and in other cases it did the maximum, where the circumstances were relatively the same. And it had, I think in some cases, had to do with, in effect, the ancestry of the people involved.
Exactly. In Canada, in Toronto, I had these people, these strange Canadian people, okay? I'm Canadian, and I live internationally, and never in my life have I been so abused by people walking down the street calling me names or referring to me, you know, as Arab or Muslim or whatever, even down to my choice of food. Even when I walked into the Catholic church, which I'm Catholic and I'm Portuguese, okay? To be told the mosque is down the street. That is Canada now. Bigots, racists, belligerent, and a lot of drug dealing. I cannot do any drugs. So I can't live in Toronto or any of these cities with 50,000 heroin addicts and everybody, including the doctors, doing marijuana because it's considered to be fluff. Sorry folks, the marijuana that they gave me, they insisted that I take for sleep, was not the marijuana when I was 16. At 16 I tried it and I didn't like it, so I stopped. I never did it again. So, and then here they are telling me, oh, you need to do this because you have sleep problems, yada yada. And I went, okay, I have sleep problems, but it's here. It's part of the anaphylaxis. And yes, when you have severe anaphylaxis, which is what Toronto can give you, you will end up becoming quite ill. And as a result, your entire body is out of kilter, and you end up you have insomnia. Okay, I learned a lot from living in Asia, and doing a lot of natural treatment. So I have to, insist that medically I be treated with more care, because the medical system will harm me and has harmed me. It's not a matter of they don't seem to, as much as you're telling them what your history is, they are not listening. And then they look at the blood test, and or when you say, they took a look at my mouth with all the damage, right? You know what they said? I didn't know you did crack. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I couldn't understand the relationship between my mouth being, decimated and crack. And then she told me, well, they have a lot of drug addicts and that's what happens to them. And I went, no, it's an accident. And I'm sorry that you actually had to refer to me that way because I was going to have to leave. Now this is an accident. Anyway, so yes, this part here, when you see all these pictures, I only put one in, and I don't know, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. What the heck? All this is a corrupt file. So you'd have to forgive me, I didn't do this. It doesn't actually, when I go back in to edit it out, it doesn't exist. So corrupt. Anyway, so back to what.
Women's ancestry went back in Canada a few hundred years, where somebody who had just arrived and became a Canadian citizen, there was less interest in providing the level of.
So I addressed the lack of support from the Canadian High Commission in KL and in general, that somehow, because of what I've experienced in Toronto, that they decided by my face. Okay. Meanwhile, I've been acting for almost 20 years. Okay. Here I am. This is very close to what I looked like when I was younger, and even the hair and everything like that. So, yeah, it was a pity that I lost it all, and then I turned into this. But that's just the way it goes, right? So, anyway, they did this based on all the wrong reasons. Hetty Fry, 6 degrees of separation from San Fernando. My family sort of knows each other. They have something to do with schools. I'm not quite sure, but they knew. And this is what she can do with it. Wow, girl, woman.
So, whether it's a parliamentary resolution or it's enshrined in law, what difference would it make, and what does that kind of law or resolution have to say?
Well, it would make it mandatory for the government to provide service.
I don't know why. You chose to harm me so much. What did I ever do to you? All I did is ask for help because I was being murdered, and then you decided that I should die. Okay? Why would you do that? Why would you do that, Justin? Why would you do that, Hetty? Why would you do this? Who are you people? You've become monsters. I am so afraid of you now. Like, what am I going to do? Back to Canada? You're a doctor, Hetty. I have to be in Vancouver. Okay, which means I'm going to be afraid to walk on the street near to you because you're a monster, an absolute monster. My heart, goddammit. What are you going to do, Hetty? Say sorry? Or Justin? Like, I'm telling you valuable information that you need to know about Malaysia. Okay? Getting me out of here is going to take a lot because of what these people did to me. Okay? And the fact that they are hacking my Facebook and you also are hacking my Twitter? For God's sake, man.
In this area that's supposed to
Really?
be used exclusively for consular services, and given the vagaries of
Okay, watch this.
$45, and that is dedicated to consular service. Over the years, the government has collected well over $1 billion in.
Did you hear that? Well over $1 billion in consular fees that we all paid precisely for the reason of emergencies. Okay? Guess what? I don't know if I can come back by commercial airlines because I don't know what my body's going to do. I haven't been, active in months. I went for a hike for 25 minutes and I spent 2 days trying to heal my body back from the amount of blisters that showed up, like the poxing all over my body. Not my feet, just my legs, my face, my back. And the difficulty in breathing. And I don't know. I mean, I can't trust my body anymore. I'm okay if I'm quiet and I'm still and I meditate and I pray and I just cook my meals and watch television. Can't even make up the bed anymore because I don't want to, the amount of, when I put the oils on my body, it stains everything. So I have to, keep it minimal because I can only wash things after, I don't have the energy even to do laundry because it's a big problem here. I've learned a few things about taking it across the street, but when I first got all that stuff happening, I was planning and going to Chiang Mai or to Bangkok and then taking a cheap flight back to Canada, talk to Lawson, do tests, figure out a plan of what I can do, how I can live and where I can live. And this drama I never anticipated. I couldn't even think about it. Canada has hurt me badly, scarred me for life, because how am I going to get over this? How are you going to allow me to live in Canada when you have done everything to harm me? My pattern, it seems, if people hurt me, I disappear, I leave. I have to get out so that I do not go into hate or anger or rage. I be polite and I go inside and I pray and I chant and I try to be considerate. It just makes me more compassionate. But I'm going to have to be more compassionate for myself because you decided to have me killed. You decided by your own actions that I was going to die. Okay? So Mr. whatever your name is at CHCKL and Miss whatever your face is and the other one, the three of them there, I'm sorry, you need to get out of that job. You have endangered my life purposefully, willingly, not once, not twice. Even when I dismissed you because you were so bad and I went to Hetty, you went after Hetty. So this is a massive case of what? It's corruption, yes. It's what? Hatred, yes. It's racist, yes. You're just too corrupt and you just don't know how to behave or think. You're not worthy of being any kind of counselor to Canada, unless this is what Canada has become. Now, I did hear stories in Korea and other places that I've lived in that you never go to the embassy or the consulate for help because they will harm you. This is what's being said out there. But I thought that my case is different because I was being harmed and that I would, if you'd be infected with a dangerous disease, it's a different story, but not according to Canada, okay? Not according to these people. Therefore, you are extraordinarily inhumane. And And that goes for you, unfortunately, Justin Trudeau. Your office knows. You would have had to know, and you decided based on whatever, you know. Oh, Jesus. Why would you do this?
That's supposed to be, in effect, used exclusively for consular services, and given the vagaries of government accounting, sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't.
So
there's a real problem.
we're paying a service for a service that Canadians don't necessarily receive.
Exactly.
There are some gray areas here, for example. What about permanent residents and citizens?
Okay, I'm not part of all that. I'm actually a Canadian. I've been a Canadian for more time than I've been in anything else. I think what I'm going to have to do is go back to Portugal and live there, which Canada would have to help me to figure out, because I can't trust you whatsoever. You're much too dangerous to the country, much too dangerous to your doctors, much too dangerous to your politicians. You're a danger to human life, to my life. And that's something that just will not go away. And you have tried to have me silenced by dying. What is wrong with you? Goodbye.